Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. So we are back with another TurtysChemistry dev stream. Hello everybody. As we did yesterday. So yeah, I didn't expect the stream to actually start when I pressed that button, but it did, and that is great. We don't have to wait another 3 minutes. So hello everybody. Yeah, we're going to be working on the Shale Fracturer, that's a weird word to say, again in this stream. And there's a few things I want to do. So, the first thing I do want to do in this stream is just get a tooltip for these. That should take like 2 seconds. And then the second thing I want to do is implement a sort of tab group system. So I have these tabs right here, as you can see, and I want to make it so when I hover over this tab it pops out another 2 tabs here. It should be fairly easy to do, I think, but I'm not sure, so we'll have to give that a go, see how that turns out. But first, let's just do these eye icons. That should be quite simple. So let's go into our information button, and I think there should be a press thingy. Oh yes, and for anyone who did not see the last stream, so this is the Shale Fracturer. It looks absolutely beautiful, as you can tell. It will eventually be a multi-block, but I'm doing the GUI first, so that can come later. When you open it, it comes up with this big red button, and when you press the button, it will be an animation which opens these doors. That's not implemented yet because I haven't done the animation system. And then you have all these different configuration settings. So you're first set to the home page, which is this one right here. You can configure the speed of the machine up to 200. You can limit the energy, so the limit is actually 100. And you can also limit the water input, which is also limited to 100. Obviously you have the on-off button, so when you press that, you just get a quick little pop-out to confirm whether you want to do it, or you can cancel it, in which case it doesn't switch, of course. And once you've turned it on, you'll be able to extend the drill, and once again this is just a quick little pop-out. I might make this one smaller because it's bit strange covering the whole screen, but you can confirm, and essentially what that will do is it will make a drill underneath the block, and it will just drill down all the way down, but that's not implemented yet. We're not doing functionality yet. Should be fun to implement when we get to it though. Apart from that, we have a few other tabs. So we have the temperature tab. You will have to control the temperature for this machine. Make sure it doesn't overheat. You have the water tab, so this is just controlling all of the water stuff. What is TE? So TE will be Turty Energy. I think that's what I called it. I'm not going to be using Forge Energy, and I'm not even going to make a way to transfer between them. I know that might disappoint some people, and I'm sure someone's going to make an add-on mod to do it anyways, but I think Forge Energy is maybe a little too overpowered for this mod. I want to keep things semi-realistic. Obviously TE is not a thing, but you know what I mean. And this is just buckets per tick, this one right here. You've got Turty Energy per tick and buckets per tick. So yeah, the water system, this is just controlling the water, seeing how much water is stored, etc. natural gas, this is just all of the gas that's stored from fracking the shale. Then we have the items, so I don't remember what this one is actually. I do have a mock-up for this, so actually let me get that out. That might make this a little easier to understand. So, this is the home screen. It looks a little different, but and then we have the water screen. Then we have the, okay, so this is the items screen. So this is the internal storage, and then just your good old player inventory. You need to have that, of course. Then we have the deposit tab, which just shows you a bunch of information about the actual deposit that you're mining. We have the temperature tab right here. Obviously these are just mock-ups. It's not going to be a giant PNG that I got off the internet for the temperature. We have the natural gas, simple. We have the scanning screen, so this is going to be probably the hardest to implement out of all of these, since I'm going to have some fancy graphs and stuff, but yeah, there's that. And then we just have the energy screen, the basic energy stuff. Okay. Oh, and the actual machine is for getting hydrogen. So yeah, this whole complex machine is just for getting hydrogen. Well, I mean, not just hydrogen, it gives you natural gas, which is used for a bunch of things, but mainly hydrogen is sort of what you would use it for, at least initially. But natural gas can be used for fuel and whatever natural gas is for, a bunch of things. Anyway, so yeah, let's go and work on these information buttons. So I think we need to override the key pressed method. Okay, why is there two? Oh, key pressed and key released, I see. Okay. Why texture not found on pop-up? What do you mean? Where's there a texture not found? Have I missed a texture somewhere? You mean these? These are the pop-outs. These are fine. Oh wait, is this extend drill? So this, oh, this has got the wrong message on it. Oops. Wait, does that always have the wrong message on it? It does. Why is it doing that then? That's not meant to happen. Let's go fix that first, I guess. So, God, this is a mess. I will fix this eventually. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the pop out, so that's down here. Okay, extend drill. No, not that one. Retract drill, pop out. Here we go. So on, oh, I see. So we're not using the right button there. That's why. I think that should be fixed now. So retract, that's fine, and then extend. Yeah. Okay, great. Why is the texture not? Oh, right, that's what you meant. So that's just going to be an animation for this door opening thing. But I haven't implemented the animation yet, so it's just a missing texture. And it's also very fast because I haven't got a frame rate limiter, so I think it's just going off my FPS, which is like 200. So that's why it happens in like a second. Okay. Buttons. How do we do buttons? I've done it for something else. So toggle button, is it you? Yes. Okay. Oh, this is using mouse clicked. I guess that makes more sense. I should use mouse clicked. There we go. Mouse X. Oh dear, I didn't mean to do that. And what was this one? Alright, the key. Not that. And what we can do when it's pressed, we can render a hover tooltip, I think is probably a good idea. So I think that's in GUI component. No. Where did you render the tooltip? I forgot. Oh right, in the screen. This.screen. Oh wait, no, I meant to be rendering it here. There's probably no hover information then, is there? So it's these speed input. There is. Where's the hover information? Oh right, so that's the last parameter. So yeah, there's no hover information. Okay. Hello Nexus Dino. Welcome to the stream, and welcome everyone else to the stream. I don't know if I said that at the start. Okay. So I need to input a list of components that I want to render for each one. You know what? I won't do that now. That's kind of boring. That's just going to be me typing out an essay, basically. So I'm not going to do that. Let's just get started with the tab system. Let's remove this method because we have it there. Yeah, let's do that. So, my intention for the tab system is to just create another class that extends tab, and when it's hovered it shows 2 more tabs, or not necessarily 2, it could be infinite amount of tabs, I guess. It could, but that would be a little weird. It's probably going to be quite hard to do the math for this, but we can try. I'm sure someone else in this stream will be better at math than me and will be able to figure it out. So the first thing I wanted to actually do is change this class, because I think this class is absolutely useless. So yeah, all this class is doing is rendering the tooltip, which doesn't make sense. We can just have that in the tab. We want every tab to render a tooltip. So let's take that method, or take that block of code, it's not a method, and we'll put it here. Okay, and obviously the label doesn't exist because we have to set that in the constructor. And once again, the label does not exist. Where do I put the label in this? Alright, I use the string name for that. And the label is there. There we go. And then it just needs the name, which is here after the orientation. String name. Okay, fantastic. Obviously that's going to have to be terminated. Do you plan to release this mod when you complete it? I mean, of course I plan to release it. Why would I make it if I didn't plan to release it? Okay, I kind of see why I did create this class, actually. It's just so that I could pass these things in. I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, what I can do is I can just store that as a constant. What's the tab class? So the tab class... Oh, I got rid of the... I closed the game, didn't I? Okay, let me show you. So the tab class is just these things on the side, these tabs. These are each one of the tab classes. So how I intend to just make the groups is it will just be a tab that shows other tabs. I might have to slightly rewrite some of this to get that to work, but overall it should be fairly simple. The only hard part is the math, or the maths, however you want to say it. Yeah, that should work, but we need to make that a constant, as I was saying. Where should I make that a constant? All it is a function. So private static final function tab comma integer default y offsets is equal, and then that, and then I can just pass in this default y offset, so that will have to be public actually. Now just go to the top. Why doesn't it like that? Oh, I should use a toInt function. I completely forgot that was a thing. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually a good point. I didn't think of that at all. But yeah, I should use a toInt function. Why doesn't it like that? Oh, I haven't saved. There we go. That's actually a lot easier. Just need to change it here as well. And down here as well. Is it not apply? Oh, apply it as int. Oh, that's dumb. Why not just keep it as apply? Okay, well, that's fixed. I don't know that that's actually going to have changed anything, but it is what it is. Okay, so we've got a constant for the toInt function. Now we just have the calculating of the orientation and the x position. This is code I want to kind of scrap anyways, because I want the position and the width to automatically calculate themselves rather than having hard-coded values, because these are just hard-coded values. If I go into one of these, it's just a horrible hard-coded thing. I think I'm going to try and make that figure itself out, but not now. Okay, let's delete this class, because it doesn't need to exist anymore. Okay, and obviously that's going to throw us a bajillion errors, which is fine. Actually, okay, what we can do is we can actually create a constructor that does that all for us inside of tab itself. Especially since those are only temporary. So we can have the screen, the tab page, the orientation. The name. Resource location, which is the icon, x position, y position, And then we have the width, height and texture X, but we can ignore those ones. And then we can also ignore the change Y offset, since we can pass that straight into the super. So we can just call this screen page orientation name icon xpos ypos, and these, and then we want the default thingy. Default. Hello? Why are so many things prefixed with default? Okay, these are, or I believe were, static imports from Shale Fracturer screen. Oh god, it doesn't like that. It's fine. We can just pass in tab there. Oh god, this really breaks everything. Okay, let's just find and replace. Okay. Doesn't like these, huh? Change constructor. So what's wrong with the constructor? What's it expecting at the end? So it's expecting a tab holder, which we have. It's expecting, oh, it's expecting a page. Why doesn't it have a page? Oh, because all the pages have errors for some reason. I don't know why, actually. Oh, because get selected tab probably refers to something different. No, it's because I hadn't saved. What's the difference between a function and a bifunction? I mean, it's a pretty simple difference. Basically, a bifunction just takes in 2 parameters and returns 1, whereas a normal function just takes in 1 thing and returns 1 thing. Okay, what's wrong with these now, huh? What's wrong with you? Okay, I need to import these anyways, so these actually have to be public now instead of protected. Although, no, let's make them private. And that's going to sound really strange, but that's because I'm going to move them. There we go. And I'm going to plonk them in here. There we go. What do you don't like? What do you not like, huh? Constructor, tab, screen. Oh, it doesn't need the screen? Does it not need the screen? I thought it did need the screen. Yeah, it does need the screen. Okay. Tab, orientation. Oh. Oh, right, because the parameters have been shuffled around now. So the page needs to come up here. Is that right? Yeah. It's a pretty simple fix. I need a new mouse. Sometimes my left click button kind of just gives up on itself halfway through when I'm holding it down. And it's really annoying. Does Turty's chat have delay? The chat doesn't have delay, no. But basically the reason I'm replying later than you're expecting me to be replying is because the actual stream has delay, and that's just a YouTube thing. Can't do anything about that. So you're probably like, I think it's like 30 seconds behind what I'm currently doing. I think with like Twitch you can change that, but I don't think with YouTube you can. So it's unfortunate. Now what don't you like? Oh, did I get rid of something I wasn't meant to get rid of? No. Well, I must have got rid of something. No, I don't think I have. I think I just need to save. Yeah. Hello, some random polar bear. Welcome to the stream. What is the plugin that told you to use 2int function? So that plugin is called SonarLint. It's very useful. It brings a lot of stuff that Eclipse actually really needs, but doesn't have by default for whatever reason. I don't know why they're not default. They really should be, but they're not. Okay, we fixed all the errors. Fantastic. That's what we love to see. Now let's create a new class which extends tabs. So let's call this, I'm going to call it grouped tab. And I just want to extend tab. And we can add the simple constructor. Now, what I want to do in here is, I was hoping there was an onHover method, but I guess there is not. So let's make one. Let's go protected void on hovered, and let's just go float. Well, we can have first post stack. So post stack. We can have float mouse x, float mouse y, and by default that won't do anything, but we can just call it in here. So, oh, I guess by default we could just do this, just separate it out a little bit. Oh, that only accepts ints. Interesting. There's a real inconsistency with the Minecraft mouse X and mouse Y parameters. Sometimes they're ints, sometimes they're floats, and sometimes they're doubles. Except they're always actually integers. It's a really weird thing. It's just one of those Minecraft jank things that just happen. Is Eclipse greater than IntelliJ? I mean, personally, I think yes, but I would say it's more of a personal preference thing. I mean, I have tried to switch to IntelliJ so many times, and I just can't. Like, there's just a few things which I cannot seem to change to. And it's not like IntelliJ has that many more features. I mean, sure, it has more features, but they are fairly obscure features in general. The only thing that sort of makes me want to switch is the Minecraft Dev plugin. But to be honest, with Linky in my Discord server, I don't really see the point in that either. So, what method am I looking for here? I've already forgotten what I called that method. I called it onHovered. OnHovered, there we go. Okay, this actually isn't gonna work. Mouse positions should always use int since half pixels don't make sense. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is with that, it's not like the pixels that are rendered aren't full pixels, it's multiple pixels. So technically you can have half a pixel. Like if you draw with something other than the like default Minecraft drawing stuff, so if you draw with OpenGL or even with the Blaze 3D stuff, you can draw smaller than a pixel. So I guess that's probably why, but they're always integers anyways, so I don't know. Anyways, this onHovered method isn't going to work, unfortunately. Because I need to be able to completely handle that myself. So, let's just override render instead. Would you do fabric soon? No. I'll just leave it at that. Never. Never. Yeah, I'll leave it at never. So what I want to do instead here, I kind of want to override the whole tooltip thing. Which I guess I can actually do, because now I've made that quite easy to do. I can just not call the super here. So if this dot hovered and this dot active, then we can render the tabs. But at first let's create a way to hold these tabs in here. I guess I just want to do an array of tabs. But do I want to do an array? No, arrays are arse. Let's just do a list. Private final list of tab. We'll just call that tabs or subtabs. Yeah. Is equal to a new array list. Alternatively, you can have the tabs split when clicked, since you can even click a group tab normally. Have the tabs split? Like, how would they split? I don't want to remove the actual tab. Like, I still want the tab to exist. I just want 2 more tabs to extend out of it. So, which is complex? I think you mean to say which is more complex. In which case, I mean, it really depends. Which out of structure blocks and GUIs, it depends. I would personally say GUIs are easier, but it depends, because a GUI like this, it's quite complex. This is a complex GUI. You know, GUIs are not normally this complex ever. I mean, look how many classes I have just for this one GUI, and this is only like nothing compared to what I'm eventually going to have for this specific GUI. So, well, I meant instead of on hover, just make them extend on click. Yeah, but if I make them extend on click, then that's going to open the actual screen. Like that's going to open the page of this group tab, which you might not necessarily want to have. And it also means if you did want to have it so if you did want to open the page, but you didn't want to select one of the sub-tabs, then you'd have to click the page and then you'd have to click the tab and then click off the tab. Whereas when I'm doing it like this, all you have to do is hover over the tab and then hover over the sub-tab, or if you hover off of it, it goes. I think this is a better way, but maybe not. I didn't actually add any of this in my mock-up that I did, so I'm kind of just going off of what's in my head for how this should look, rather than anything on paper. Yeah, there'll be a page for the sub-tabs and the group tab. So essentially there'll be a normal tab, like as I showed in the mock-up, but then when you hover over that tab, there'll be another 2 tabs, which each have their own pages. That's sort of how I'm planning to do it. Okay, so if this is hovered and this is active, then we just want to do as before, this.screen.getScreen dots. By the way, the reason I'm doing getScreen after this screen, because this screen is a tab holder. So I don't actually have the actual screen in here, but I do have the actual screen in the tab holder, which has a getScreen method, which is passed into our main screen class. So this implements tab holder. GetScreen, which just returns this. It's maybe not the best way of doing things. In fact, I know it's not the best way of doing things. And I'm still probably going to rewrite most of this tab system. Not now, though. But I will do it eventually, probably in the future. Once I find that this is just completely overcomplicated or whatever. I mean, I should probably rename this.screen to this.tab holder. Yeah, let's do that. Sure. Oh, it doesn't like that. Why doesn't it like that? I think that's fine. But I mean, the tab holder is a screen. That's the thing. So, like, this can only be implemented on screens. Well, I mean, it can be implemented on anything, I guess. Yeah, that's actually a good point. It can be implemented on anything. So, either way, let's render a tooltip, which is just going to be the normal. No, we don't want to render a tooltip yet. But I'll put it here anyway. So this dot label, which I guess I didn't make protected. Yeah, correct. I can make a getter for the label. Get label. This dot label, get label. And what doesn't it like about that then? There we go. Okay, now I can just render the 2 tabs. So, 4. God, this is going to be a real pain to do, but we're going to try. 4 bar tab in this dot subtabs. We can call tab dot render. Now, to get the position that it's rendered in, is where I'm probably going to throw my keyboard out the window, because this is going to be a pain. And it's a pain because these tabs can have any orientation, so they could be up, they could be facing up, they could be facing right, facing down, facing left. So how do I want to do this? I do have the orientation here, which does hold the rotation in degrees. So I think I should be able to use that. And I do have the X position and the Y position. All these tabs remind me of the first Railroad version we worked on. I mean, yeah, but I mean it basically is, I guess. We had to deal with tabs a lot in that, but this is a lot simpler than that. Well, is it simpler? Yeah, I guess it is. Kind of, sort of. So let's use this dot's X pos. Let's start with the X first. So this dot's X. Oh, is it just X? Yeah, I guess it is, because this is just a widget. So it's just a textured button, which is just a button, which is just a widget. And these are all just being passed through there. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's just put this dot X and this dot Y. We're also going to need to use the index for these actually, so this can't be a enhanced for loop. Index is less than this dot subtabs index plus plus, oops, size. Now if subtabs dot get index is equal to null, then we can just continue. Skip that one. Although, okay, if it's null, I'm going to need another counter here. So int tab index. And then instead of just continuing here, let's do tab index. Well, no, I guess we can still continue, and we can then use the tab index. So subtabs, let's store this goddamn tab, darn it. Tab is equal subtabs dot get index. Okay, now we can use if tab is equal to null, then we can do tab dot render. Correct. Okay, and then tab index. We can use the tab index to use the Y position. But the thing is, it might not be the Y position if it's rotated on a different axis. Ideally, I guess I actually would have had those inverted in here, depending on the thing. How am I calculating the X position? I'm doing a hard-coded thing. I knew I was doing a hard-coded thing. And I'm not rotating it, am I? No, unfortunately not. Well, I could just have a hard-coded switch on the orientation. In fact, I think I'm probably going to do that, because I'm bad at math. And to be honest, it's probably better to have it done this way anyways, because with this being hard-coded, there's not going to be a load of math happening in here. It will just be done automatically. So it actually will save some performance stuff in replace for hard coding. I'll probably fix it in the future, as I will with many things. So let's start with I guess let's just start with bottom to top, whatever. So let's do tab.render, this.x, this.y. Now bottom to top is, is bottom to top at the bottom or is bottom to top at the top? Bottom to top I think is on the bottom row. So the X position will be using the tab index. X position how do I want to do this? This is going to be very hard to calculate, I feel like. Let's do the Y position first. So it'll be the Y position plus this dot height. I think. So that would be below it. Yeah, that's right. And then let's break. And let's go case left to right. And we'll go with the tab.render again. And this.x. And this.y. I'm not doing anything special in here when I render this tab, am I? I am. I'm doing some math here. Okay. Well, on this one we need to change the X value because this is left to right. So instead of that, it's this this dot width, and then I'll do the other position in a minute because that's going to be a pain. So let's do right to left, tab.render, break, this.x, this.y. Now this.x is going to be plus the width instead. And finally we have the top to bottom, where it will be tab.render and then break. This.x will stay the same, or at least for now, and this.y will be negative this.height. What I guess I should actually do is just have int xpos ypos here. Start them off with this.x and this.y, and instead of having this render call 4 times, just have the render call once using those 2 variables. So tab.render xpos and ypos. And then inside of here, ypos plus equals this dot heights. And then remove that. Xpos negative equals this dot width. Xpos plus equals this dot width. And then ypos negative equals this dot heights. Oh, I failed at typing. That's a little bit simpler, but we still have to handle the position based on the tab index. So this is where my math absolutely fails me, because I am awful at math. So since it can go either way, the first one we just want to be below it, like directly below it. So if there's only one tab, it'll be directly below it. If there's two tabs, there'll be one to the left and one to the right. If there's three tabs, there'll be one in the middle, one to the left, one to the right. If there's four tabs, there'll be two to the left, two to the right, etc., etc. So how do I calculate that? I should mock this up in Paint so that I can understand this myself a little bit better. So just to save everyone's eyes, let's first paint it black. We'll go a deep blue because blue is cool. So let's assume we have ourselves a GUI. That didn't work. We have a GUI. Here's our GUI. Fantastic. Okay. And we'll put our tabs just temporarily in red. Okay, let's say this is the tab we have. Whatever. Then we want to have let's put this in a different color. Let's put it in green. We'll have a tab here, and we'll have a tab like that. That looks like something completely different. But yeah, essentially that's going to be how it will look. So let's So we'll start with left to right, which should be this one right here on this side. And we'll say this dot, no, not this dot, ypos negative equals what does it negative equals? It negative equals this dot width, this dot height times this dot subtabs dot size divided by 2, because we're going to want to have it be a halfway sort of thing. Because let's say we had 3 of these. which we won't, but might in the future, then we would want it to be like that instead. Okay, I am going to ask if anyone watching this stream is good at math and knows math stuff. It would be highly appreciated for any insight into this problem. How would I calculate it? Okay, if it's not, I guess if it's an odd number, right, we will let's, okay, so int int tabs above below, or ints side tabs, I'll call them, is equal this dot subtabs dot size. If the subtab size is even, odd, I mean, then it will be this dot subtabs dot size -1 divided by 2. Right. Or it will be this dot subtabs dot size divided by 2. Is that right? From experience, I think you need to calculate the height of total tabs plus white space, then draw them from top to bottom, or whatever intervals between that length. But divide by 2, so it always draws from the center height, i.e. the height of the group tab. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's actually a good point. Okay, I haven't actually thought about how much white space there should be between each of these outer tabs. I think for now, I'll just say that there is. We'll say there's 5 pixels. Sure. So the height of the total tabs is going to be this dot. Okay, so final. Let's move this into here. I don't know why I put it up there. Int this dot final int full height is equal this dot tabs subtabs dot size times. But the height is going to depend whether it's going to depend which way it's orientated, because if it's orientated like up to down, so if it's orientated vertically, then the height is going to be, never mind, it's going to be the same, but it's going to either use the width or the height depending on which way it's orientated. For now, I'll just do we'll just say it's vertical, because that's the easiest. Well, it's not the easiest, but it's just first that comes to my head. So the full height is the size times this dot height times this dot height plus white space, but like this in brackets, right? So let's say there's 5 tabs, all with a height of 16, and okay, no, we'll say there's 4 tabs, all with a height of 16, so that's going to be 64 as this total height. And then plus the white space, which is 5. So 16 plus 5, right, which is 21, times, we'll say 4, which is going to be 104. 104 as the full height. And is this what I would get doing it the other way around? So 4 times 16, which is 64. Yeah, okay, so that's the same. Yeah. Okay, so that's the full height. Now, let's assume it's the other way around, so the width, well, it's basically the exact same thing, but using the width instead of the height, isn't it? So it's like that. And let's just change this side tabs here to side tab count. No, we don't need that. So, I mean, I guess I could draw them all, and then with them all drawn, I could sort of translate them down. Maybe? But I don't know how janky that would be. Either way, I'm going to want to draw them from top to bottom or left to right, not anywhere in between. I wouldn't want to try and draw them from the center. That would just be pain. So we're going from left to right. Okay, this is absolutely mind-boggling me right now. I am so confused. And I don't think this is even complicated math. I think I'm making it sound way more complicated than this is. Okay, let me think. Okay. Let's go to this one. The ypos is going to be this dot ypos, or this dot, we'll just say, no, we're negative equals it, okay. Left to right, why are we, Oh yeah, that's fine. Because that's going to need to go up to do this. So to go up, we just negative equal the full heights. And then that's going to be really janky though. I don't think that's what I meant to do. Okay, I want to draw them all and then translate them all. I just think that's the easiest way to do this. So let's go plus equal, or I guess just negative equal again, full height. So that will bring them both to the point where the bottom of the last tab is going to be sitting above this tab. So then let's do the same on these. Let's go xpos negative equals the full width. And once again up here, xpos negative equals the full width. Okay. And then once we have that, do we even need this tab index then? I guess no, at least not right now. So we're going to want to probably store this X position in some way. So let's, can I set that X to xpos? Tab.y is equal ypos. Doing this every frame seems like a real pain though. I think I should probably not do this in here, and instead I should do it like not in the constructor. Well, yeah, I guess in the constructor. But for now I'll leave it in here just to keep things simple. Then after that for loop has finished, we want to translate them all. So let's do a stack.push, push, not pop, push, and a stack.pop there. And then let's do a stack.translate, and let's go 0, 0, 0, just temporarily. And depending on whether it's X or Y, we want to do a different thing in here. So I might come into here and create a boolean for whether it's vertical or horizontal. That way I don't have to switch each time. So like public final boolean vertical or horizontal, I guess. I don't really know what else to call it. And this dot vertical or horizontal is equal to the degrees divided by 90. So that will get us the amount of turns it's taken. And if the amount of turns it's taken is an odd number, then it's going to be vertical. Wait, if it's an odd number, then it's rotated once. What's the first one? So top to bottom. So then it's false or true. In which case we can just do that. Also, yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I'll just name it vertical. Okay, so can I change this? You know, I'll leave that for a second. I just want to fix this first. So I need to know if all the tabs are vertical. If all, oh no, we don't. I'm an idiot. So this dot orientation, and if the orientation is vertical, we'll do an if orientation is vertical. Then we want to do stack.translate 0.OF, and we want to do the full height, which we can move outside of that for loop to there, and we can say the full height divided by 2. And we don't want to translate the z, else, this probably isn't right, but oh well, else we want to translate the full width divided by 2. Is that right? I feel like that can't be right, but oh, I actually can't render the tab in here, now that I think about it. Oh, and that's also only going to translate the stack. We want to set the position. So, this is going to need to happen in the constructor instead. So this whole thing. So let's first grab this. Plonk that in there. Okay, let's then grab this and let's plonk it in there. Then let's go for bar tab in this dot subtabs. Just going to add this back. Tab.render. And I now don't need to push or pop because those should be in the right position automatically. Let's add this back, and instead of translating the position, we instead want to adjust the y. So we want to say this dot, well, I guess just a loop again for bar tab in this dot tabs for tab in this dot tabs. If it's vertical, then tab.y plus equals full height divided by 2. No, that's not. Yeah, that is right. That is right. And then tab.x plus equals full width divided by 2. Is that right? I feel like that's not right, but I don't know, to be honest. Actually, now that I think about it, all we have here is a for loop after this for loop, but this doesn't need anything from this for loop, so I can just put this in the for loop. This dot, so we can say this dot x, this dot y plus, and this dot x plus, and tab dot x is equal this dot x, tab dot y is equal this dot y. Divide by the amount of tabs. Why do I need to divide by the amount of tabs? Oh, I'm an idiot. I can't use this dot x, so I do actually need to use an xpos. Int x, y. Okay, 1 second then. Because I've just kind of got that a little mucked up. Right, okay, I see why I did that. And I've made it 10 times more confusing now. Equals, oh, oops, I just hit my microphone again. Okay, is that right? Alright, I need to change these. Is that right? I think so. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So, yeah. Okay, but why did you say I need to divide by the amount of tabs? I don't need to do that, do I? Oh, I do. Because otherwise, yeah, it's not going to have done anything otherwise. Well, not by the amount of tabs. I need to divide it by the tab index. No. No, I need to divide it by something. Because this is just going to get me... This is going to put me all the tabs in the exact same place. So this isn't quite what I want. And this isn't using the white space either. Like, the full height has the white space, sure, but it doesn't know which part inside of the whole sort of tower it is in. I think I need to divide by the tab index. So int, yeah, we'll just call it tab index. Sure. Tab index is equal 0. And where do I do that? So I think instead of doing this negative here, I need to do negative that divided by the tab index. Divided by the tab index? Is that right? And then I can just do like tab index plus plus there. Oh, make sure tab index can't be 0 before doing this division. I don't know if you should divide. I think you need to offset the tab index times the size of the tab times the white space. Okay. But the tab index, that's going to start at 0. So that wouldn't work. Okay, so if I need to offset the tab index, okay, but what do I need to offset the tab? Like, where do I need to do that? Should I do that here? I guess so. So instead of doing plus full heights, get rid of that completely. And then instead do plus tab index times, so this is vertical, so this dot height plus the white space, and just put this part in brackets. Oops, wrong bracket. And do the same here. So plus tab index times by this dot height, or this dot width, plus the white space. Okay, and I need to get rid of these because that's not going to be right. That's just going to throw an error. Okay. Okay, instead of doing a switch here, I can also change this to an if statement. Pretty sure. No, not really. I mean, I could, but I don't think it's going to help if I change that to an if statement. It's just going to make things confusing. Okay, let's try this. I don't think it's going to work, but let's give it a go. So if we go into where I create the tabs, which is not there, it is here, and tabs 5. So let's create a new grouped tab. Okay. And I don't have a way of adding any tabs right now. So let's just pass that in here. Tab, ... No Eclipse, that's not what I meant. Subtabs. Collections. Add all. This subtabs. Subtabs. Okay. And let's just create 2 tabs. So private tab, beans. I don't know what I'm going to call this. Do a new tab. This. Can I just do a new tab page without it screaming at me? Okay, what if I just do something that already exists? So I'll do a new home page. This dot left, this dot top, then the X position is just X pause, Y pause. It's going pretty well. Reels, I guess, it's going pretty well. Some slight technical issues, but nothing too bad. That's not right. This is the orientation. So this is going to be a right to left tab. And the name, we can, well, it doesn't matter, but I'll just put beans anyways, because beans. Then we have the icon, which can be anything really. I'll just put information. Sure. Then the X pause, then the Y pause, then the width, which is let's just copy this part. Like that. And then finally, I forgot what that last parameter is. Or what isn't it like here? What, did I miss something there? Miraculously, I did not miss anything in that. But I will take it. So I'm going to call this one egg. Egg. And we'll go resources dot toggle switch, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Well, actually, it kind of does matter, doesn't it? Let's just choose one of the random icons then. Let's go flame. Then let's pass these into here. So beans, egg. Okay. This almost certainly isn't going to work, but that's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's going to be easier to debug it if we can see what's already happening. I keep forgetting that it loads so fast now. Like, I expect it to take 2-3 minutes, but it doesn't, which is fantastic, but it confuses me. I'm not used to it. Okay, here we are. So, okay. Okay. So, okay, let's figure out why that might be happening then. So, probably because I'm adding the full width. No, I'm taking away the full width and the full height. So why is it doing that then? Maybe... I mean, it has the white space in between. I'll take that as a success. Okay, but I don't think this should be too hard to fix then. I think I just need to figure out why it's so far down. And if I can figure out why it's so far down, then that should be okay. I think it's because I'm adding the Y. Why am I adding the Y? No, that's fine. I should be adding the Y. I have a pretty nice PC. I don't know the specs, so don't even ask. I only know my graphics card, which is a RTX 3060. I think my CPU is AMD Ryzen 5, I think. I know it's not fantastic, but it's pretty good, and compared to my old PC, it's basically insane. Yeah, I think AMD Ryzen 5. I think so. Okay, how far down is this? It's way further down than I think it should be. Did you ever add the height of the grouped tab? No. Why would I add the height of the group tab? Oh, the screen pause. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Because... Right, I see. So I don't need to do that because it's already got those positions. Let me just reopen it. I hope that will... Okay. Okay. Almost. So what it's doing is it's adding 5. So it's adding one of the white spaces and the height of the whole thing. So is that because... I think it's got to be to do with how the tab index starts at 0. No. So it's basically adding an extra one of these, or an extra one of these. No, an extra 2 of these. Okay, let me just test something. If I get rid of this part right here. Right, let me just reopen. Oh, right, of course. Right, because yeah, then I'm not setting it to anything. Right, let me do... No, I have to use this X and Y. No, I don't have to use this X and Y because it already has those X and Ys. So let's set these to 0. Oh. Right. Okay, hold up. Let me add those back. Let me add those back. Oh. Okay, let me get rid of these again. I don't think I need to get rid of those, but just check. That's adding an extra one now. Oh. God damn it. I thought I removed that. Okay. Oh. Okay. So now the first one is rendering to... Well, now it's rendering at the same position. So... Okay, I'm actually going to increment it in here instead of having it afterwards, because it just doesn't really make sense to me to have it afterwards. Okay, what am I missing? Why is that not in the right place? Why is it one below? Offset by the full height divided by 2. Oh, right, yeah. So, negative full height divided by 2, right? Like that? Is that what we're dealing with? No. Because it should be the full height divided by 4. Although, why is it divided by 4? Why is it divided by 4? This is a good question. Why is it divided by 4? Negative. Okay, well, this is obviously going to be full width divided by 4 then. But why? Why? Why are you divided by 4 and not divided by 2? Also, I hate that white space being 5. It's like way too big. Yeah, that's a little nicer. No, when it's divided by 2, it doesn't go correct. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that it might be dependent on the number of tabs. Okay, well let's try that. So this dot subtabs dot size times 2, right? Because there's... Let's copy that. Okay, we'll test this with 3 tabs in a second, and then we'll test it with 3, and then we'll test it with 1. Okay, that's correct. Okay. Yeah, let's try it with I'm gonna try it with 3 first, and then I'm gonna try it with 1, so that I don't have to remove 1 and then add 2. I can just add 1 and remove 2. So I keep going to the wrong goddamn class. Okay. So we'll add another one. We'll call this ham. Beans, egg, and ham. Let's plonk that in there. Okay. Interesting. So, okay, just really quickly, I am gonna stop rendering that tooltip, just so I can actually see what's happening, because it's kind of blocking the view. There we go. Okay, so what's happening now? Now it is, what, half 1 too low down? Half 1 and half a white space, I guess. So it's not going to be this then. Okay, let's try with just 1. And see if we can figure out from that what the issue is. Okay, so it's 1 too high, or half 1 too high. Because okay, let's try with 4, as thou has said. No, so it's not that, although that has moved it, hasn't it? Am I going insane, or did that actually move it? Alright, it would have moved it, yeah, because it would have moved it double what it originally was. How did you learn to program mods? I talked about this at the end of the last stream, but basically just time and going through vanilla code, being in modding Discord servers, all of that, very important. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. There's not sort of any complex way or special way. Are this.width and this.height correct? Yeah, definitely. Almost certainly. Because otherwise these just wouldn't be in the right places in general. In fact, they're not in the right places, but that's besides the point. Yeah, they are actually not in the right places, because these are too low down. Or did I do that intentionally? Maybe I did that intentionally because it starts at the... I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they're correct anyways. Because that's what's used to render the actual thing. Otherwise it would be rendering way more than it needs to be rendering. Well, I could just say plus this dot height plus white space divided by 2. I mean, that works, but I don't think that's the right solution. I mean, does that actually work for... If I add ham, let's add ham back. No, so actually that doesn't even work anyways. Let's remove that then. See, that's in the right place. It's fine when there's an even number. So something about when there's an odd number is causing it to be an issue. So I think it must be something to do with the division somewhere. Which the only place there is a division is here. Okay, let's breakpoint this. Okay, so the full height is 62. And we're dividing that by 4. So that's 15.5. So that's giving us this, which white space is 3, height is 28. Okay, OBS. Sure. Whatever. I hope that didn't actually cut the stream out. I think it's fine, but I'm not sure. Okay. So the tab index here is 0. So that's 0 times this. So that's 0 there. So that brings us to negative full height on its own. No, that's not right. Should this be in brackets? No. Okay. Okay, it's got to be something to do with this division. Let's completely remove that division. And let's see. Let's also remove the breakpoint so that we can see some actual stuff. Okay. So that just puts us up there. So just by looking at that, I want to say that we just do plus full height. Divided by 2. No, because we figured out that's not right, because then if we do divided by 4, then it gives us the whole thing where it doesn't work with odd numbers. So negative full height negative tab size. Didn't we try that? I mean, I guess we can try it again. So this dot subtabs dot size times this dot height, or it's actually tab dot height, but it should be the same. Plus white space, and then divided by 2. That's what you're saying. Okay, that doesn't like that. What if I remove this full height thing here? No. What is that even doing? Okay, but then that... Next, if I do that, we'll be back to the same error as before. Let me just try this crazy contraption. Right, of course, because then did you do something with the group tabs position? No, the group tabs position hasn't moved. It's still there. No, there shouldn't be an extra white space because, and even so, the difference here that's happening here isn't enough for the white space to even be the issue. No, but you used it to position the subtabs. Yeah, I used it to position the subtabs, of course. Let's come out of debug mode to see this properly. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to start from scratch on that one. So, with just not setting the Y, we get it in the right position. So, we get both of them in the right position, of course. I mean, that makes sense. So then we need to do tab.y plus equals, well, it's going to be something to do with the tab index. That's why do you add the tab's height and width before doing the second part? Okay, wait. Here. No, I only add the I only do the full height in the switch. This dot height plus white space. Oh, you mean here? Nope. Because that's still offset by divided by the full height divided by 4. I think this negative thing here is causing an issue. I don't think I should have that at all. So that gets us to here. Y plus this dot height on line 31. Yeah, but this is only for the bottom one. It's only this one and this one. that are what we need to worry about at the moment, at least. Okay, I'm going to start removing things and just see sort of where it starts to position it. Okay, so by removing that, yeah, so we shouldn't have that part. That's not going to work. And in that case, we shouldn't have that part because that's not going to do anything. So where does that put us? That puts us here. Okay, so why did we remove the full width height in the switch? We didn't. It's here. It's still here. It hasn't gone anywhere. Okay, no, it can't be that. Okay, so this part here has to be necessary. Well, okay, so we're subtracting it from the Y so that it starts above it. It starts here. And then we're translating it down so that we can center it here. But I think it's something to do with this. Okay, no, that's not right. We can't mess with this because this is the way to get them separated by the white space. Okay, let's remove that part. Try to subtract only half of the full height. I mean, I guess we could try that. Sure. Nope. In fact, that didn't change anything. I'm kind of running out of ideas. Okay, so for the first tab index, this is 0. So we're just not adding anything for that first tab index. That's the thing. That's why it's not working, because for the first index, the Y position is just the same. We're not doing anything if this is 0. So you would assume the thing is, oh, this is a pain. I think we're just completely missing something that is probably actually quite obvious. I just cannot think of what that could be. Okay, well, if I remove these, then it's going to completely go to plot. Oh. What? Huh? What? Okay, I think the hot swapping has failed because that doesn't make any sense. That literally makes no sense. I'm going to assume the hot swapping's failed. I'm going to terminate it and restart it. No, we're not using bottom top. Otherwise it just wouldn't be changing at all. What? Huh. Okay, I guess the first thing I should change here See, now we're not using full height at all, so no, that can't be right. But why does that not do anything when I do that? Or did that do something and I'm completely missing it? Hold up. Am I just being completely blind to... No, that's not doing anything. How is that not doing anything? We should be removing like 30 units of 30 pixels. Oh, oops. But that shouldn't change anything. Okay, I'm so confused. Why is that not doing anything? Oh. 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 Wait. Oh, that's not doing anything because we're not using it. We're not using Y. Okay, but I can't add Y because that completely breaks everything. Okay, let me try do Y plus. So instead of doing plus equals, we can just do an equals. Okay. And now let's get rid of these divided by 2's because I don't think that's right. Okay, so that gets us 1 up. I think we're back to where we were before, to be honest. I mean, I could do plus full width. Full height, I mean. No, it's not full height though, is it? It's full height divided by 4. But then this just gets us back to where we were before. Which, no, it doesn't. Huh? Is it full height divided by 2? Am I going insane? Full height. Where is it at full height? It's there. So, I meant negative full height. Right? No. Full height divided by 2. No. Plus full height was right. Because that gets us to there. I'm gonna lose the will to live doing this. Positioning stuff in GUIs where it happens dynamically is so annoying. I actually don't know the issue. I mean, of course I don't know the issue because otherwise I would have solved it, but like I can't even think of what the issue could be at this point. I think I've looked at this for so long that I now don't even understand what's happening. I think we need to have it here, where it is right now. I think that's correct. But then I think we need to do some translation from here. But I just don't know what. I mean, obviously I could do like plus full width divided by 4, which would work. However, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, I'm an idiot then, aren't I? Oh. Negative. Times 2. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. Anyone have any ideas? Because I sure do not have any ideas. This only gets us to there, which I think is right, but it's missing something. Okay, well, while anyone who wants to figure that out is trying to figure that out, I'm gonna try and make it stay open if I put my cursor over that. So it should be fairly easy to do. Boolean, let's say subtab hovered is equal false. Yes, I will DM you what we have so far. Where are you? There you are. So let's do a quick loop here. And let's say if tab dot hovered and tab is active, then sub tab hovered is equal true. And then we can say or sub tab hovered. Do these need to be in brackets? I completely forgotten how this works for some reason. No, they don't. Of course they don't. Okay. I actually can't test that because they're too far away now. Let me put them back so that they would be next to it. Let's see. Plus full width should put it there. That does not work. Because so what's happening here? So we're going through all the subtabs. If the tab is hovered and the tab is active, then we set this to true. If these are true, or the subtab is hovered, then we render the tab. I'm guessing that the subtab hovered maybe is not correct. Like the whether the tab is hovered or not. Well, there's no way to test that though, is there? let's plonk this at the start. So that it checks that first. Nope. I think I'm being stupid again. Because as far as I'm aware, that should work. So the tab will be active. It's going to be the tab hovered thing. I'm guessing that the tab is not hovered at the right time. What I could check, back in here, mouse X is greater than this dot X. Which does allow that to work, only if it's greater than those. But then they kind of stay open anywhere where I'm over here. Do I like that? I kind of like it like that. I mean, it stops them from like hiding away. So, but then those open anytime the mouse goes over here, not just after this has been hovered. Which is a little weird. Yeah, that's really weird. I don't like that. Ideally, what I want to do is store whether it was hovered last frame. If it was hovered last frame, then we can keep it there. So let's go private boolean hovered last frame, and if it's hovered last frame and that hovered last frame okay, hold up. If this is hovered and this is active, hovered last frame is true. If, no, that's not really right though, either. If hovered last frame and mouse X is greater than this dot X plus this dot width, then we set hovered last frame to true. Or if that's true, we just don't do anything, I guess. In which case we can say if not instead, if this dot hovered and this dot active, this dot hovered last frame is equal true. If this is hovered last frame, or this is hovered and this is active. This is probably wrong, I think. I'm getting a little bit confused here, but let's try that. So that's set to false, apparently. Remove this expression which always evaluates it to false. No, this is wrong. I've got this wrong. I think getting all that tab positioning to work is completely just thrown me off everything. Does that work? Okay, but that now never works. Hello Basti, welcome to the stream. I'm slowly dying inside right now. Okay, I'm going to stop working on this. Instead, I'm going to go back to getting that tab thing to try and work. I think we can do it. I think it's a small thing that's just not playing around well. Oh. So it's not going to be plus full width. That's I'm pretty sure a given, because that breaks everything. What we could do is we could try and get it to work with one tab first, instead of trying to get it to work with two. That's not what I meant to do. Now I've kind of broken everything. Let's try again. Now let's close paint.net. We understand that now. Okay, let's try again. This has got to be the like 50th attempt at this point, at least. At least. But eventually, this will work. And once this is done, I never have to touch it again. That works. Fantastic. Okay, but that only works for one tab. Things break when I get to 2 tabs. I mean, I could just hard code it, right? I mean, like, I can, instead of, like, for an odd number of tabs, I could do like this. For an even number of tabs, I can just add the width divided by 4. But I feel like I shouldn't need to do that. Because I think we can get it to work without doing that. We just need to math. And I don't math. Me plus math equals no. So which is pretty bad considering I'm making a chemistry mod which is going to require a lot of math for everything. But oh well. It shall be figured out. If you hard code it, it would be harder to add new tabs. I mean, it wouldn't though, because I'm only going to be hard coding it. If I hard coded it, it would be for even and odd. It wouldn't be per tab, because we can get it to work for just even, and we can get it to work for just odd. We just can't get it to work for both of them at the same time. So that's the issue. I just can't see why this is not working. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go step by step, which I've said a billion times, I know, but this is what happens if I set it to the Y. Okay, that's fine. Now, if I add the tab index times this part, that gets us to there, which that's obvious because this is 0. So if it's 0, then obviously we can just add the full width. Negative the white space, apparently. Oh, bruh. No, why is that so weirdly... That's like 1 pixel off, isn't it? Am I going crazy, or is that 1 pixel off? I actually can't tell. Okay, that is 1 pixel off. Why is that 1 pixel off? That is very concerning. Why is it 1 pixel off? That shouldn't be happening. That just makes things 50 times more confusing. The fact that it's now 1 pixel off. Why is it 1 pixel off? So that's 2 pixels off. Okay, something's not right here. Okay, I'm gonna check something. I'm gonna check the tab height in the texture. I have a feeling. So that's 28. No, I'm sure I set it to 28 previously. I don't know where, but I'm pretty sure I passed in 28 somewhere. Oh, those are for the top bottom. Oh no, never mind. Right, left, right. For the height. Yeah, okay. I was very confused for a second. Yeah, so that's correct. So why is it offset by 1? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I could hard code it, but I don't feel like we need to hard code it, because I think there is a solution here where that's not necessary. But I guess for now, I can hard code it. So this dot subtabs dot size percentage 2 is equal 0. Then it's odd, and we can go full height, right? Or what was it? Full height divided by 4 or something? I don't remember. Let's get it working for 1 fill. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's the wrong way around. It's the wrong way around. There we go. Huh? Oh, maybe it's... Yeah, there you go. Okay, is that the right place? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, let's go back to screen. Let's add back egg and egg. Okay, so it's not divided by 4. It should be then full height. What do we need to add here? Let's say I just use full height. What does that get me to? That gets me to there. So I need a negative full height divided by 2. No, that's not right, is it? So it should be full height divided by 4. No? Is that not... Am I stupid? It's not divided by 3, is it? What if I do like negative full height? My confusion is absolutely immeasurable. Okay, just normal full height gets us there. So I then need to negative full height divided by 4. Right? Yes. Now, let's go back into our screen. And let's re-add or ham, not I thought it said for some reason, but of course it's ham. Ham is cool. Darn it. Darn it. So that doesn't even work anyways. So it doesn't want me adding full height. What if it's full height divided by this.subtabs.size? Nope. I want this to do its thing first. Which, right, it does anyways, of course. What if I do that? Okay, that works for 3, but I guarantee it won't work for 1. It doesn't. Fuck's sake, man. I am honestly about to lose my will to live. So I can get it to work for 3, I can get it to work for 2, and I can get it to work for 1, but I can't get them all to work at the same time. And to be honest, if I did 4, I bet it wouldn't work. So I don't know what to do. Try 4. Where am I trying 4? Oh, right. Okay. I see. Yeah, I guess I can try 4, but it's not gonna work. Bread. 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 We're getting a good old English breakfast here. Yep, it doesn't work with 4. Bruh. I don't know. I actually have no idea. I mean, I guess I could... Let me try this for 4. No. Why? No, adding half the size wouldn't work because the issue is even if I can get it to work for any odd number, I can't get it to work for 1 and any odd number. That's the issue. And even if I can get it to work for 2, it doesn't work for 4. So I am very much so running out of options here. I'm guessing Stephen is also running out of options with his testing on this. Because, I mean, sure, I could add this dot height to that. So plus this dot height, right? And oh, right, of course, because I have to do negative this negative white space. And of course, because it needs to be negative plus this dot height divided by 2. Do I not need to negative the white space? Am I going insane? So yeah, I can get it there. But then that will that work for free? It might. Let's remove bread. No, that doesn't even work for free. So I don't know. So the pause plus the number of tabs times the tab size divided by 2. So the number of tabs, this dot subtabs dot size. Times this dot height divided by 2. I don't think that will work. Nope. I think I'm probably going to have to leave this for today. Because I have no idea. I can't think of anything else that we could possibly do differently. I feel like we've tried every combination, even though I know we haven't. Because there's like a bajillion combinations, but I mean, I can try. We either need a fresh pair of eyes to look at this, you know, someone who hasn't been looking at this for, I don't know, however long I've been streaming for, which is probably a concerning amount of time. Yes, it is indeed a concerning amount of time. Or I just need to come back to this tomorrow and see if I can figure it out tomorrow. But I'll try this. No. It has to be plus something here. Like it has to be, right? Because otherwise it is up there. So whatever is here, it has to be a plus. It's just a matter of what. Let me just try. Don't think so, but no. Because wait, where does that bring us exactly? That brings us close, but not quite. Are you streaming tomorrow? Yeah, probably, maybe. If I don't die trying to figure this out, then yes, probably. Although I'll probably die trying to figure this out tomorrow, so either way. Add 4? Why would adding 4 do anything? You got it, Stephen? Bro, Basti, if it's not that hard, then bloody give us the thing to do it. We have been trying to do this for like an hour and a half, at least. And start Y. Start Y negative. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Y. Start Y, so this is the start Y. And then Basti is saying to do negative this dot subtabs dot size times the height, and then divided by 2 plus the, I assume, index, so tab index plus plus times this dot height. That's what Basti is saying, yes? In which case that is completely wrong. And that also removes the white space, so that doesn't work. Unless instead of this dot height you meant the full height? But I don't think that's what you meant. that's not right either. Okay, let's try Stephen's approach then. Stephen says to use the index, I assume, so tab index plus plus times the group's tab height, so I assume that means this height, plus the white space, but that needs to be in brackets, so there we go, and then plus this dot y negative the full height divided by 2. Nope. Yeah, but the assignment to y in the switch isn't being used for anything, so I think that's fine. How is that correct? It's literally not correct. It's the same thing we've had the whole entire time. It does not work. Just add this dot height divided by 2 to it. Okay. Okay. So that works for 3 tabs. But now let's try it with 2. Oh. Okay, okay. Let's try it with 1. The one that never works. We'll try it with a singular tab. I think I just crashed the game, didn't I? No. Apparently not. That works. Okay, let's try it with 4. How can I add the bread back? Bread? Bread. There we go. Hey, it works! So who figured it out? Stephen figured it out. With Basti's height divided by 2. Fantastic. That is amazing. I mean, it's slightly incorrect, but that's just... I think it's 1 pixel off on all of them. And that's fine. Okay, I will have to make sure to put both of you in the credits then. Which I actually don't think I have any credits yet, but now I do, I guess. Credits. Wow. Stephen and Basti. Amazing. So now I can get rid of 2 of these, since I'm only ever going to have 2. Oh, and that's going to crash the game. No? How is that not hot swapping and crashing the game? Okay, whatever. So, okay, I still want to know why there's an offset of 1. That's really intriguing me. Is it something to do with this tab index, maybe? No. I don't know, I just had 1. I can't be bothered to try and figure that out. Yep, there we go. Fantastic. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you very much, both Stephen and Basti. Okay, so that was the hard part done. Oh, wait, no it's not. The hard part is not done. Well, it might be done, but it might not be done, because we need to test it for the other one. Also, if we're not using Y anymore, then can I just get rid of this? No, I can't get rid of this because... can I get rid of that? Maybe. I can get rid of these. But I can't get rid of these parts. Okay, let's change this to the height, and let's change... Oh no, we are using those. Never mind. Okay, let's change this to the height. Then let's change this to the height. Okay. No, not to the height, to the width. That was correct, as it was before. Okay. I almost just completely messed that up. Width and the width. Width, the Y into the X, and then the width, and then the width. I don't like the fact that your theme makes selected stuff completely unreadable. I mean, it's not completely unreadable, but it's kind of unreadable, I guess. I mean, I can read it. And I can't be bothered to try and change it, but... I think the stream is making it unreadable, actually. Because I'm looking at the playback right now, and it's completely unreadable when I select it. On my screen, it's readable, but it's not easily readable. Anyways, is there anything else I want to do before this stream ends? There is one thing I want to do, and that is I want to keep these open when I actually try and select them, but I have no idea how to do that, so I need to figure out how to do that. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to store, whether it was hovered or not, the last frame. And if it was hovered, then I can check the current position. Actually, you know what? I'll do that tomorrow, because I have experienced enough brain damage trying to figure this out that I do not think I can figure out anything else today. Also, my throat is getting really sore for some reason. Don't know why. So, I guess that will be the end of this stream. We've got working pretty much what I wanted to get working. Between this stream and if I stream tomorrow, probably I will stream tomorrow. Between this stream and that stream, I will get these tooltips working. That should take me just a few minutes, really. I guess I'll have a crack at trying to get these working. And I also need to level off these edges here, because that's absolutely disgusting. I'm actually not sure how I will make that look better. And I'll probably also fill out some of these tabs, maybe. We'll see. It depends what time I start streaming tomorrow. So, yeah, that's going to be about it for this stream. I hope you guys did enjoy the stream, or maybe you found it useful. I don't know. I'm not sure how watching me struggle at math is useful, but maybe it was useful to you. In which case, you're welcome. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next stream, which will probably be tomorrow. I'll announce it just before it goes live. Yeah, good